Hey, I'm doing a video here on dulling the finish on an Epiphone guitar, or some Korean, Asian-made guitar. This one was made in Korea. The reason being is a lot of these are done quickly in the factory, and I guess the cheapest and the most and the fastest way to do it is just to coat it in polyurethane and just soak it. This guitar, if you can see it, it is blue. It kind of appears a darker blue than it originally was. I may try to put some pictures of what it looked like before I did all this, and you'll also notice that I have a Gibson headstock with the Gibson logo and all that stuff. If you can see it in the light, it is not perfect. This has been a project guitar. Some of it's been easy, some of it's been a real pain in the butt, and I wouldn't do it again. I know there's going to be tons of haters. I'm going to do a completely different video on this, but the whole headstock thing, I know it just burns people up that somebody might do this. But it's my guitar, and leave a comment, whatever, it's fine. Everybody's welcome with their opinion. Some other things I did on this, these are new pickups. They're Stuart McDonald pickups, the Golden Age humbuckers. Let me show you those pickups really quick. These are this is the Golden Age container that the ones that are in there now came in. These are the Epiphones, and in the video I'm going to show on here, there's a little section of me talking about how I roughed these up with the scotch-brite pad, and I'm trying to get them in the light here. I don't know if this is going to show up very well, but I'm pretty happy with the way these turned out. They look kind of aged, which is what I was going for. I said all that to say, and you'll see in the video, me talking about how I tried to dull the finish of the top and the back and the neck and all that. So there you go. This guy is very much polyurethane coated. It's very shiny. It's got that toy-like look to it. Sort of sets it apart from the Gibsons. Just a cheaper finish. I love this guitar. It's great. It's not a Gibson. That's fine. I've had a Gibson before, but this is what I have now. This is a Black & Decker sander. It's called the Mouse, and the forums kind of had a consensus that this was a good one to use. These pads are scotch-brite, heavy-duty scouring pads. So I'm hoping this works. I have not touched it yet, so here we go. Supposed to just let the sander do the work. Alright, so that's just the dust, as you can see, but it looks like it's coming off. I'm not going to obviously tape the whole thing, but I will try to get some video up once I get it done. Alright, I had my first swipe at it. It looks horrible. I'm sure it's going to look better, but that's what it looks like right now. It looks like there's no, I don't know, it looks pretty bad. But I haven't wiped it off at all. I just used the mouse. I'm probably going to go a little bit more. I just letting the mouse do the work. I just thought I'd show this. This is just my finger. I'm wiping that off, and you can tell it's not as bad as it appears to be at first. This is a damp paper towel, so it's still shiny underneath there. Okay, I literally did this like, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes, and it's done a really good job in a really short amount of time. I didn't rush it. I just went around as evenly as possible, and you can tell the really cool thing about this orbital sander, is that there are really no scratch marks or swirl marks. I mean, it's probably hard to tell on here with the video camera. This is just my phone, but it's really cool. I mean, if I did this by hand, I'm assuming that I would really botch it up and there'd be a lot of swirl marks. But and I am going to buff it out with some scratch remover compound, some wax stuff, and give it a little bit more shine. And here's the neck. So you can tell a huge difference there. I'm going to buff it out with some scratch and swirl remover from Turtle Wax, Walmart, maybe $3. I got this from Walmart. I needed a buffing pad, and this is all I could find. And these are the pads, just your run-of-the-mill. I was kind of worried about this heavy duty, but I mean, I think this is just your basic scotch-brite pad. I did another go round with the sander, and looks pretty much the same as it did before. So we're going to buff it out. Turtle wax is on. Gonna let it sit there a second. Took the turtle wax off by hand. It looks a little, I don't know, splotchy more than it did before I put it on. So I'm going to put some more on and try to buff it out with the sander. So apparently using this thing was a horrible idea. It stuck well to the sander. I cut it open so I could have less material there to work with the sander, and it got this stuff everywhere. And now I let this sit too long, and the wax dried in little circles, and so I just need to use hand grease, elbow grease, the cloth. Alright, not sure how I feel about this. It's got some shine to it, but I don't know, it just seems hazy and dull, which I knew it would be dull. I don't know if I didn't do enough. I don't know if I need some better wax to put like a hard shell on it or what. I'm gonna do the neck for sure because it's too glossy anyway. It'll feel nice to sand it down. But there's the back. I'm not too sure I'm gonna do the front. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I remembered that I had this Gibson restorative finish cream from a long time ago. Thought I'd try it on the finish on the back, and I did it on half, and you can obviously see on this side it kind of restored the color. And then upon further inspection, I seem to have a lot of swirl marks. I did the neck. I haven't added any wax to it. I don't know what that turtle wax is supposed to do, but I'm not getting anything good from it that I can tell so far. So the conclusion so far is I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm glad I didn't do the front of the guitar. At least not yet, until I figure out what I'm doing wrong, or if that's as good as it's going to get. Alright, sorry for all the short blurps, but I'm just categorizing my thoughts as I go. Did the neck a few times. I don't know if I need to go more, because it seems like there's a few scratch marks or swirl marks. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it worse by doing more, or if it's going to take them out by doing more. Everyone says the polyurethane is really thick, and it's not that I don't believe it, but I don't know. I mean, I don't want to do it too far, so I'm just trying to be cautious, but I don't want the swirl marks. Okay, to me, this stuff brings out the swirl and the scratch marks more than it gets rid of them. And it's hard to see on the camera, but I just feel like after I do the scotch-brite pad, that there's not really any marks, swirls, and then I put this stuff on, wipe it off, and I see them more. Maybe it's just my imagination. I guess I'm going to put that Gibson cream on everything because it really makes it shine and gives it a luster a lot better than the wax does. And this is an old guitar. It has been played a lot, so it's got scratch marks that have been there, and probably some swirl marks from clothing and belt buckles and stuff like that. So it's hard to tell in some areas whether or not the sander and the scotch-brite pad caused it, or if it was there previously. Going around too with the back of the guitar, I bought some new stuff. Ironically enough, it is the same product, just variations. So now I have scotch-brite non-scratch. I don't know if that's just bullcrap or if that really works. On the back it even says, test an area because some surfaces may scratch. Okay, but I'm figuring that it'll be a little less abrasive than this, so that's what I'm going to try. I got this because it is polishing compound, and it says it restores the color and clarity of car finishes. Doesn't say guitar, but I'm gonna try it. Well, there it is. To me, it doesn't look a whole lot different. I feel like I wasted my money by getting the other stuff because it just doesn't have any really different effect. I will say that these feel a little less abrasive. As I was going over it, it seemed to be working less, if that makes sense, than the green pad. And I know it seems kind of stupid to take the shine off and then want to add it back, but I feel like the Gibson nitrocellulose has a shine to it. It's just not as plasticky or waxy as the polyurethane, but maybe I just need to get some wax. So, I don't know. Alright, time for the front. Got all the stuff off. There's a lot of stuff to take off. I'm going to cover these up so I don't get dust all over the cavities, but other than that, I think I'm going to brave it. This is it. Don't get scared now. I've been going with this blue pad for a while now, and it does not seem to be doing near as much as the green pad does. So there's a big difference. I haven't been applying any different pressure or anything, so I'm either going to go really slow with the blue pad or just, if I get impatient, use the green one. I'm getting a text message. Decided to go with the green pad. This is what it looks like before I've wiped it off. Alright, I wiped all the dust off. I know as shine as possible because this is a wet paper towel, for example, and if I do that, I know, if I had some kind of wax or something, I'm just kind of afraid to use a wax because it's a guitar, and I don't know, it just seems weird, but maybe it'll work. Alright, just for the sake of comparison, I guess this polished stuff is doing a little bit of shine. Maybe my eyes are just playing tricks on me before, but I applied this on the lower bout. You can see the line like here all the way across the lower portion of the lower bout, and you can see that it's got quite a bit more shine than this part. Well, I think I got it about as good as I'm going to, at least for now. I did find this stuff. I forgot I had it. I've had it for a long time, but it's Gibson spray polish. I put that on there. I, of course, put this stuff on there on the back, the cream. It seemed to wipe off. I mean, I put it on, and then after a while, it just seemed to totally disappear. But this stuff, polish, seems to stay on there a little bit better. Pretty happy with it. It's not perfect, but it's also not a new guitar, so it's just got some wear and tear. It just looks like real wood now, which is good. It looks, I mean, I feel like it's like a, if they made a Blue Burst in '59, and this is by all means not a '59 Les Paul, but it's the idea. I feel like it kind of achieves that finish much better than it was. So I started getting brave, and I thought maybe I would try to age my chrome pickup covers, and this is the one that I've attempted to age, because there you can see my reflection, and there you can still see it, but you can tell the difference. I started reading up about muriatic acid and vinegar and salt water and all this stuff, and I was like, cool, I might try that. And then I realized, sorry if everyone else knows this, but I didn't realize that the pickup covers were soldered to the pickup themselves, as you can see there and there, and I didn't want to go to the trouble of cutting that out, messing with the wax, potting, and then having to resolder and screw it up, because I thought I would do that. And so I thought, well, I'll just take that scotch-brite pad and rough it up a little bit, and I did that, and it had horrible swirl marks, and I thought, well, I should have known better, but I just did it. I got really brave, like I said. But then I took the sander, the mouse, and I just went over it and let it go for a while, and it's got scratch marks, but it looks a lot better. It looks aged to me.